Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect.
All right. Real Reviews, we're back. Want to thank you guys for joining us for another review. Mayte, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. And once again, this is going to be another film that I have not seen, but we're thankful for Mayte willing to thug it out for the rest of us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to be talking about The Substance, starring Demi Moore. All right. So IMDb has it stating a fading celebrity decides to use a black market drug, a cell replicating substance that temporarily creates a younger, better version of herself. Oof. Oh, man. Let me tell you, the previews and everything, the promos I've seen were quick to let me know that this is out of my wheelhouse. I could not be watching this. I can tell you now, my initial impression was thanks, but no thanks. I'm good. All right. What was your initial impression?
My initial impression, honestly, was like I thought it was gonna be more so like focusing on beauty. I mean, it did, but in a different aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was just gonna be more, I feel like
Just
more of a slasher, I guess. So
okay.
it was totally different than what I thought it was gonna be.
Gotcha. Okay, I can see that. You know, slasher going up, messing up beautiful faces. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's what you thought you was getting. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So, you saw this in theaters. You actually just came back from watching this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right.
Fresh
All
out the
right.
theater.
Fresh out the theater. I love those
Mm-hmm.
type of reviews. So, please go ahead and let us know highs and lows. What you like, dislike. Give it to me.
I feel like this movie kind of had a lot of lows. First of all, it is about beauty, emphasizing like her younger, better self.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like I didn't have to see that much ass, and everything else. I feel like it was a long movie. It was like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I feel like 20 minutes alone were
Wow.
just shots.
Wow.
It maybe it wasn't, but it felt like it because it was emphasized so much, especially in the beginning.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, in the beginning to the middle, but that was one. And then, how for like, even with Never Let Go, that like, certain characters kind of just got you mad. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like when one character makes very bad decisions and continues to make bad decisions and just pisses you off, and then at
Mm-hmm.
the end is just like, kind of, is it
Would you expect?
who's yeah, it's like what you thought was gonna happen, and then it just like got worse and worse and worse, like the consequences
Right.
just spiraling, crash out, 100%, 1,000,000% crash out energy.
Wow.
But I mean, I feel like this is one of those movies you definitely have mixed reviews about. um I don't feel like anybody at all expected what came out of this movie.
Mm.
um if you really really like crazy, gory stuff,
Mm-hmm.
this is the movie for you. This is extremely gory. Like, worse than Romulus. Like, Alien, like,
My goodness.
pretty bad. Like, and especially how you say you feel everything. Like,
Mm.
it reminds me of Splice. You know how where it's like
Okay.
you create a being that's not fully human? I mean, in this sense, it's a replica of you, just a version, like a better, younger version of you, but it's still you.
Wow.
And there's certain rules, and if you don't follow the rules, there are consequences to the rules. And I just feel like it's like you saw what happened the first time, and then it's like then you saw it, you gave a chance, and it happened even worse the second time, and then you still continued. It was just, it's
So
like,
were you finding yourself yelling at the screen like, what are you
yes, it
doing?
was like one of those what the fuck movies. What the fuck? I was saying that for especially towards the end, I was just like, what the? And then it's just like it's like what the fuck? And then it's so many, different versions.
Right.
At the end, it's just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like
Okay.
it got to a
So
point where it's like that's what I'm saying. It just got worse, 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 and
wow.
worse. And
Right.
you're just like, what the hell? Like just let it be. Like beauty
Okay.
is not that. I guess the hidden message is if you keep searching for more and more beauty,
You'll never be
you'll
satisfied.
never be. And then that, and then as much as you try to fix it and try to like, you just kind of get uglier and uglier. But it was, yeah.
The obsession over the youth and beauty makes you an ugly person.
I guess so, but it's like, at what cost do you want to be like? It wasn't even just really the beauty. I guess it was the fame too, because it's like, you
Mm,
know, she was so beautiful. So it's like,
it's hard to convince some people of that.
yeah, I mean, especially when you age and like, being a celebrity, kind of being kicked out the door because of your age,
Hmm.
and they want somebody younger, fresher. You kind of obsessed with that, and then it's like as kind of like unfortunately with women, like we can't control how we age. So, it's like, and like the standard beauty for women is always a younger looking woman, or like, versus like older women. So it's kind of like that. Just
Wow.
thinking back, it's a lot.
I
It's a
see. I
lot.
see. And that is an unfortunate thing because there are millions of beautiful women that are older and they're still very beautiful, but
Hmm.
because of the way culturally everybody makes it seem like what beauty is, it has to
Hmm.
be this young, perfect skin type thing. It puts pressure on the young ones to aspire to be that. It puts pressure on people in the age group to want to look like that, and then people who are older to feel like they can never get back to that, and it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate
Yeah.
because there's a lot of beautiful women out there that no matter how many times you tell them, they don't believe you because of what they're comparing themselves to. I was like, forget all that.
Literally.
Yeah. So
Self-sabotage.
I get it. So do you think this movie is going to get that message out, or do you think people are just going to walk away with the gore? They're not. Do you think people are going to see this and be like, I need to stop stressing the beauty and
No.
stop worried about it? You don't think
It's
they're
the
going to get that?
gore. It's all gore.
God damn it!
And like just the concept of it, like I don't want to spoil anything. But
Okay,
just to,
I
okay.
respect that. I respect
But you
that.
think of like even the way you said the synopsis, like what was it? Black market drug, something about
Yeah,
replicating.
a cell replicating
So,
substance.
okay. So what do you think would happen with a cell replicating substance to create a younger version of yourself? What do you think would happen?
I mean, I
Like what just goes to your mind
well when it says cell replicating,
since you
I'm
don't, yeah, what do you
thinking.
think?
I mean, you kind of suggested already clone type thing, and that it keeps replicating.
So, okay, I mean, similar something of the sorts,
I mean,
but
at first when I first read it, I was thinking, and I'm not gonna lie, which some of the stuff you said made me start thinking of actual cell replication, but
mm,
like a replica, using that word. But
mm,
at first, when I first read it, I was thinking like cell replicating, like constant healing to keep you with that youthful look.
mm, so yes, it's not to keep you youthful, but to keep you alive because so essentially it's a separate being that comes out of one.
Wow. You're right. A
So
lot of people did not get what they thought they were going to get
yeah,
going
so I'm
into that
saying,
movie.
so she does her cells divide and she creates a being that literally comes out of her,
Hmm.
sort of in the sense of Alien Romulus, but backwards,
Got you.
literally.
Uh huh.
Um, and you know, they say something like, "Oh, they mentioned the Matrix, something like you're the Matrix." So it's like, for the most part, it's kind of a host situation,
Right.
but of as whole situation as opposed to like more so it's one is dependent of the other. So
I already see where this is going.
if something happens to the host
Right.
that could be very bad, there's consequences to everything.
Right.
But unfortunately with the host, like for me, the biggest thing about the movie that kind of like was like in a real life scenario, if I was the character, I would have been pissed
Mhm.
off taking that drug because it's like my thing is like that's not really what I wanted.
Right.
Um,
'Cause
but
you want to be forever young, not create a younger version of you to go
yeah, it's like
live your
I don't
life,
want to be
right?
forever young.
Right.
I don't
Right.
want somebody else to go live a better life, and
Right.
I gotta now they gotta live because of me. I don't. What was the point of everything, in my opinion? And
Right.
then it's just funny, like again, having that same concept. If you watch the movie, you're probably and then based on the decisions the character makes, is like, girl, like they literally told you this, and you're still going, and at that point you're far gone. Where it's like, now what?
Hmm. Wow. Well, I say no
And
more.
then with the
Oh, you
now
got
what, you
more.
got your now what. You definitely
Okay.
got. It's like, damn, what else could happen? And then you got your what else, and I'm not gonna
Did
I'm
they
not
not
gonna
know where
lie.
to draw the line? Is
It
that what
was,
you're telling me?
it was, I want to say it was a very overstimulating movie because it
Mm.
had so many different elements to it. Like, I feel like having to, like, being in film school, you kind of see different genres and you kind of see, like, how they go into different films and how it makes that film. I
Right.
feel like this movie had a lot of different genres and a lot of things that you would expect to be in one certain kind of movie, but it was all
Right.
in one. So it's
Mm.
like, okay, it literally, I don't know if it was, I don't know if certain things are done on purpose, like on a director's, take,
Okay.
but towards the end, it was just like, it was just a big what the fuck movie.
Okay. So let me ask you then. Do you think that this director, because the director
Hmm.
also wrote it, so this was definitely like their baby, their movie. Do you think,
Okay,
and
makes
as if you,
sense.
yeah, I don't want to mispronounce her name, but um, do you think that she took elements out of all of her favorite past films and just
I
like
think
let this be
so.
her playground
I think
since they
so.
wanted crazy different stuff with each situation that she just was like, well, let me just pull from my favorite moments, like it was like a dumping ground.
I think so. I mean, it's not bad in the sense. I
Mm.
mean, actually, I don't know. Some people would say it's really bad. I feel like it could have been a lot better. I feel like for a really long horror movie, like it was okay. Like
It's just too much.
it was just a lot. Like I feel like if maybe one thing I could have changed about it, maybe would have changed the outcome a little bit.
Mm.
Maybe would have been a better movie in the sense of like because it's certain things were interchangeable and certain things weren't. So I
Mm.
feel like if the things that weren't were, I feel like that could have been a good play on it, and then the outcome could have been more physically like violent in the sense of physically disturbing is the best way to say
Man.
it. I
All
think
right.
that's the best way. You
I
you got like looking at a nice perky butt to seeing the most ugliest thing you could probably think of. So it's like it went from here to there.
mean those be the consequences, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so I'm interested to see what you're gonna rate this thing. Let me go ahead and throw this up real quick.
And it's time for a real review from you and from us. Is this a classic, a good watch, a catch on streaming, not doing it for me, or is it a oh hell no? Or if you ever show me this ever again, I will. You. All right, if you're watching, drop your comments below. And if you're watching, enjoy the team's reviews. What do y'all feel like, guys?
All right, Mayte, let's have it.
So for me, it's in between not doing it for me and catch on streaming, because if there was a middle ground in between that, I feel like I would be there. Because I wouldn't say I'm not really close to not there for me, because I mean, it's a scary movie. It had gore, so it did what it needed to do. For a 2 hour long movie, I mean, the story was there for sure.
Okay.
You know, it's just, you know, dumb decisions, poor decisions.
Well, you know, with this genre, you got to have stupid people in order to get your movie.
I mean, I guess when you're chasing after beauty like that, you're gonna make
So people get
questionable
obsessed.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
And that
when it
was the
becomes an
character, I'm
obsession.
sure.
Yeah.
It was an obsession.
And it becomes your whole life. I guess that's really what it was. It was her whole life, you know. So when that becomes your obsession, when it's not there anymore, you're gonna really do whatever you can to get it back. So, I mean, it showed that, and yeah, it really showed throughout the whole movie. But I still have to pick. I know that. So I guess I'll be a catch on streaming. I
Catch
can't
on
go for
stream.
not doing it for me. It's not all the way there for
It's not that bad.
it wasn't that bad, you know.
Catch on
I
stream
can't
is-
say it was that bad.
I can understand the catch on streaming. All right, you know, so that's
But
the
definitely
substance.
people would say not doing it for me or worse. I can see that from other people for sure.
It's not. You ever show me this again? I'm not even.
My,
watching.
I guess mine was very generous.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
but I get that. I'm gonna ask you again in a week after it really, because you just watched it. I'm gonna ask you again after a week after it really sets and see if your rating has changed, and I won't judge you if it does. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, cool. So, listen, I'm so glad that you're willing to put yourself through these movies, because I just absolutely could
It's
not.
fine.
I'm glad that you getting out there, you knock these moves out. We salute you. We appreciate you. So if you got nothing else to add, I'm gonna go ahead and let these people get out to the theater and go watch it. Or if you want to take this review and just wait and catch it on streaming, either way, you need to let us know in the comments how you feel about it. If you did watch it, what you thought about it, what your review is. If you thought it was too much, I want to know. We want to know everything. All right.
Definitely too much.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us for another Real Reviews. It's Mayte. I'm Legacy Lingo, and we will see you on the next one. Real Reviews, live and unapologetic.